Welcome back. So the most important job for Web API is to know how to take an HTTP request, convert it into something we can use in our code, and then do whatever it needs to do and return an HTTP response when it's done to whoever asked for our code. Before we actually explain more into the HTTP protocol, let me try and show you a small thing over here I made to try and explain what I'm actually going to talk about. First of all, this is me, right? I want to send a real letter to my mom. And how do I do it? Well, I create the letter. This is the letter. I put in, it's to mom's house, and I put in my address. It's from my house. And I put inside the letter, I put in the word body right here just to let you know that term will be used later. I hide something that's secret from the postman, which is, I love you, mom. So I'm going to send that letter over the wire right here, but in this case, it's physical. So I'm going to give it to the postman right here. He's going to say, oh, okay, I'll take that letter for you. And the postman, he moves it into the post office. Now the post office, which will then figure out where to send the letter, will say, okay, it seems we need to go to my house 13. That's where it's coming from, but I need to send it to mom's house. So he might give it to another postman who will deliver it to mom. Mom will get it and say, oh, thank you for the letter, dear postman. Let me actually try and open up the letter and look what's inside the letter. And it says, I love you, mom. And mom says, oh, I have such a good son. Now that's kind of the same terminology as HTTP request response. So let's try and have a look at the same terminology here again. We'll go back to my video app. Now the letter itself is actually the HTTP request. And the HTTP request is going to be told where to send the letter. And right now what it does is, maybe it says you need to go to IP address 10.500.22.34, just to put in some address. And it also says, I'm sending it from 10.35.37.39. I know they might be wrong, but just to give you an idea. So it knows where it's coming from and it knows where it needs to go to, right? And we can send a lot of other information here as well. A lot of other information. There's so much metadata you can put into a request. And the final thing we normally put in there is a body. So let me just try and add the body right here. A body, that's the actual data that we want to send. So maybe the body in this case would be just a small object here, just saying hello world in JSON format. And that's what I want to send to the world right here. And I send it now, the www is actually the internet. That would kind of refer to the post office. So the internet says, where should it go? Well, I can see there's an IP address here. Oh, that's this web API. I'll just send that request to the web API. Now here comes the job of the web API, the most important job for the web API. It takes this letter for us and it breaks it down. So it figures out, okay, I can open it up for you and I know with the request right here, I know where to go, what controller to go to. For instance, it might be the forecast controller and I go to that controller. I can get a lot more information and I'll talk about that. But for now, just understand I'm sending it to this guy and I know where to go. And inside the code here, I also know what controller to go to. And I even know what method in that controller to go to. When I'm done with the request, my dear mom didn't send a response yet, but I might want to send a letter back just saying everything went well. So here's a response. I got your letter. Thanks. And I also explain again, I explain where to send this letter and I explain who sent it. So at some point I'm getting back a response, a HTTP response saying, you know what, Web API got the letter, he loved it, here is a letter back just to know, so you know that you got the letter. Probably mine will just take her phone and call me and say, oh, I'll bring cookies later or something like that. But that's the idea with HTTP request and response. And next lesson we'll try and open this up and see what's actually inside HTTP. See you next time. Bye.